All right. Hey, everyone. I am here with Aaron.w.laduke. Hey, Aaron.
Hello. Hey, Jennifer. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on. So, Aaron is with Serenity Realty in Michigan and soon to be Ohio. Fingers crossed,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
You're on your way to taking over the world. So we were going to talk about one of the ways that you get a lot of leads is through other agents. And I think that is like a missed opportunity for people. So can you tell us a little bit about like, did you just like luck into that or is it purposeful and like, how do you do it?
It 100% is intentional. I got licensed in December of 2019.
Hmm.
And so 2020 in Michigan, we shut down for like 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
And so I really used that time to kind of meet other agents and network. It's not the only way I get clients, but I was running my numbers and it's a pretty significant way that I get a number
Nice.
of my clients. And it is fantastic because you build an agent with another or build a relationship with other agents in the community
Right.
and they depend on you. And then like when you're going to them with your deals,
They know
you've
you.
already got that existing relationship.
I feel you're right. And I feel like a lot of agents, like, especially like even when not now, but like when I started, I just like kind of avoided other agents. Like I was like, oh, well, they can't, there's no business relationship there. But like, you're so right. It's a huge opportunity.
Yeah, you have to have like that abundance mentality,
Yeah.
but really you're helping them out. You're providing a service. I pay 25% referrals out, so
Uh-huh.
I'm making way more than they are on it. It helps them,
Right.
and it gets my name out there. And if you're a brand new agent, like this is where to start
Yeah.
because most seasoned agents they don't want to go to those showings, or they might not have time
Right.
to go to those showings. So if you network with agents in your area, I'm in Southeast Michigan, so I lucked out that we have a lot of agents in Ohio that have clients up here, but they're not licensed in Michigan.
Yes.
So if you can be their go-to person,
Like
you can
especially if
make
you're like on the border. But do you
right.
think like are they only sending you like crap or are you like sometimes getting good stuff?
Well, tell you what, with any lead source, I mean, you look at realtor.com leads or any lead source,
Right.
you, you got to wade through some garbage. Let's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
kid ourselves here.
Right.
But there's a lot of it could be very profitable for you. I mean, you're building relation and you have closings, and it's think of it this way: if you're a new agent and you're struggling for content on social media
Mhm.
and you're out showing houses for other agents, I mean, that's no one knows that that's not your client, or technically it is your
It
client,
is. Right.
but you're out and they're like, wow, this guy's really hustling. This guy's showing
Right.
houses every day.
But you're
They're
showing
not all
I mean,
buyers either.
they're what?
They're not all buyers. I've had a lot of selling leads come from other agents.
Oh,
A couple I had like 2 transaction coordinator deals over the past 2 years.
nice.
Like 33% of mine have actually been sellers of the leads that I
That's
get
a
from other.
lot.
It is. It is.
Are these agents that were out of state or were they in state?
That's kind of a mix.
Okay.
So I really lucked out. I met up with, well, think of it this way. A lot of sellers out there, a lot of selling agents don't want to do, of course, I can't think of it, like dual agency.
Okay.
So if they
That's
get a
true.
sign call, a lot of times they don't know who to give that to.
Right.
And so if you reach out to them, say, listen, I'll just take your sign calls and I'll run them into the ground. If they're going to convert, they'll convert with me.
Yeah.
That's a great lead source. I mean, how many of your listings, I mean, part of the reason for having listings is to get those sign calls.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. To
But
find right. But if you don't
if
do
you don't do dual agency, what do you do with them? I mean, you
right.
hope they don't buy the house that you're selling, really.
No. Right. No, that makes
So,
sense.
and you just run it down for them. And then again, like communication is huge. Like you've got to, if someone sends me a referral and they don't know the status of that referral, I'm not doing my job. So I at least let them know weekly, like where they're at with things.
That is a huge problem, like in our industry in general, is communication. But yeah, I've sent like referrals to people and then been like, it's like vanished. It's like, okay, well, what really happened? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Are
they're
you going
not
to send them the
following
next
up.
referral if they don't
Huh?
reach out to you and let you know?
Right. They just won't like give us the update. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like, so, okay, so it's strategic for you. What do you have like a certain number of agents that you try to connect with like per month or like anything, or what's your strategy?
Well, my strategy, even in how I do business is I just treat people like people. I treat
What?
people how they want to be treated. So I take it as if I send a referral to somebody, what are my expectations from that
Yeah.
other agent? If I send one down to Ohio, like, I kind of want to know. I don't want to have to be chasing you down to be like, hey, did you ever call Kevin? Or where are we at with Kevin? Like, I kind of want that week. I do a weekly email. If you
Right.
send me a
Okay.
referral, I email you either on Mondays or Tuesday and say, here's everyone you sent me and here's where we're at.
That's awesome. Yeah. And so if you're taking care of them and you're communicating, they know where it's at, then they're going to be more likely to send you more referrals, especially if you have one in process, because now they're remembering you. They'll be
Right.
like, oh, I could just give it to Aaron. Like Aaron will take care of it, like whatever it is.
And if you focus on agents that are focusing on listings, when you have a buyer, you're going to cross paths with them on one of their listings. And if
Right.
your communication's been great, if
Yeah.
you've been problem solving, if you've kept them in the loop, they're going to go, you know what, Aaron's a good guy. I have
Right.
two comparable offers, but Aaron's great with communication. He
Right.
does his job. When
Right.
they're presenting that to their seller, like, listen, we've got two identical contracts. I can vouch for Aaron as an agent. Like,
Right.
my buyer is more likely to get their offer accepted.
No, you're exactly right. So let's talk about like the reasons why people would send a referral. So like obviously out of state, that makes sense. Dual agency was a really good one. I hadn't really thought of that because I'm comfortable with dual agency most of the time, but not all the time. But like,
See, in our area, that's really frowned upon.
oh really?
That's just my market. Like, dual
Okay.
agency is, I don't know of any agent in the area that does it.
Really?
So if
Huh?
you're in an area like that, you're in a
That's
gold mine. That
perfect. Yeah.
it
If
is.
you like, if you specialize in a certain part of town that a lot of agents don't, could be another way
Could
you
be, or
get
it
referrals.
can be. Buyers are. It's hard to have buyers right now. It's a seller's market,
Right.
and a lot of these agents are getting all these buyers, and they're getting to the point where their schedules aren't allowing for them to
They're
take on
maxed out.
anymore. And
Yeah.
I'd rather get 25% of something than 100% of nothing.
Right.
If I can refer them to someone that's going to do a good job, I still look good.
Yep.
They're getting taken care of, and I get 25%, and the other person
Yeah.
gets
So
75%.
like overflow of really high level, like a lot of, yeah. No, that's
I
awesome.
I just picked one up, and it was a buyer that one of the people that referred to me had been using. They've been showing them houses, and it was just their work schedule didn't align with their availability to show. I
Uh-huh.
picked him up. I showed them 3 houses in one day, and I got him under contract that night.
Yay, good
But
job.
from my point of view, this person had been shown other houses and had written offers that weren't accepted. So this buyer was already trained. I didn't have to explain, like, we probably need to go over asking and we need an
Right.
appraisal. Like, she's like, I want to write an offer. I want to go X over asking, and we're doing an appraisal gap guarantee. And I was like, all
Right.
right, sure. Done.
Glad we didn't have to have that conversation.
There was zero training on that buyer's part, on my part.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, I hope like from the video, people are beginning to like open up and see how being friends with other agents, because I think that is something that was just like lost somewhere along the way, right? It's like
Yeah.
being an agent became like more adversarial with other agents, but it's really not. Like we're here, we have the same goal, help the buyers, help the sellers, right? And come to an agreement, get it done.
I can't help every buyer in my state. I can't help every seller in my state.
Right.
I mean, you're going to work with other people, and I'm sure in your market you have agents that you love to work with. They're probably from another brokerage, and
Yeah.
you see their name, and you go to your seller and go, "Hey, this person's a really stand-up agent. They're professional. Their
Mhm.
communication's great."
And
I
the
can't
other
sell
way
them all.
too.
Say that again.
And the other way. There's
Oh,
some that
absolutely.
you're like, oh God.
I know about you. I've got a couple agents. I've got a list. I've got 2 on there that if
There's
I
only 2,
can't obviously,
Aaron?
I can't steer my clients, but I will go, hey, this agent's a pain in the butt to work with, or this one does not know what they're doing.
Oh, no. Yeah, exactly,
Like, you make
exactly.
the decision, but
But
this transaction might be smoother
I
than this
know.
one.
Like, I hope you don't like this house. This agent's a total jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Well, if people do have a referral for you in Michigan or even in Ohio, we know you'll pass, Aaron.
Thank you.
Better pass. Yeah. What is the best way to get a hold of you?
You can call my cell phone, 734-625-7005, or Aaron.w.laduke@gmail.com. I respond quicker to text messages than email, but I'll get back to you, definitely.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks a lot for being on. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Jennifer.
Yeah.